Dang, did that actually work? Did I actually have a title card? I'm getting better at this shit. Last night I did the same exact stream, but it didn't get no traction, nothing. So I figured I did something wrong. So I'm gonna do it again. Solo show. No guests, don't know, got in a wreck. Got in a wreck, people. So kind of dirty, kind of. Show must go on. Today we're reviewing Kill Tony episode 736 with James Mccann and Dave Lanbau. This is the episode that aired last night. James McCann's the Australian. He's been on the show several times. I think he's funny. His special, some of his jokes are rather funny. He's a quirky little bloke, ain't he? Dave Landau, I don't really know much about him, but he seems to be, said some funny shit last night too, so he was a joy as well. But either way, today, that is the episode that we will be reviewing, and I got my notes, and it's me flying solo. In case it's your first time, this is Next Day Notes, the Kill Tony review show. We review every episode of Kill Tony, and we review it by grading the bucket pools and the other comedians that come out on a scale through 1 to 5 golden mics, and that's how we do that. And we rank it, we talk about it, talk about the things. This episode is going to be called the Fly episode, because if you've seen the episode, you know why. It's just like Breaking Bad. Remember the Breaking Bad episode where they had to fly? Same thing. So that's this week's episode, and we're going to go ahead and just jump right on in it. It comes out with Colin Sledge is the golden ticket winner. Colin Sledge, I love his first, also as Tony says, non-handicap golden ticket winners. But he his first the set that he did, it got his golden ticket where the girls are going, and I think it's one of the best jokes. I've seen a podcast of him and Rick Diaz doing a podcast together, so check that out. I think I've seen that. Give his set a 3.5. Pretty good set. There was last night. I didn't kind of recap it before I did this. I actually just kind of set it up to see how it was going to work in here, and it seems to be working perfectly fine. Anywho, Colin Sledge gets a 3.5 out of 5 golden mics. His set was solid, and it was funny. He was talking about the check engine light blinking was kind of like a nagging girlfriend. Good comparison. You'd be wanting to choke the check engine light. Anywho, so I think it was a good start to the sets, but a different kind of energy. Colin Sledge is a type of person, you know what I mean? It's like, very soft spoken, not a big hype thing like a Casey Rocket used to be, or somebody with a big punch. But even like, I guess we kind of have timid openings sometimes. Like Hans Kim will come out and thank you and just do his little. Either way, Colin Sledge 3.5 out of 5 is a great score, especially coming from me. Kind of feels weird not having Keith here to give you all the praise or all the bullshit, because he either goes really hard one way or really hard the other way. But Keith's no longer here. He's pursuing video games. That's stuff he gave me to show. So if you're from Keith streams, that's why you're here. Bucket pool number 1 was Juanita. Juanita is the famous now, in my book, is one of the best bucket pools ever, because she's what fucked Donnell Rollins up. Donnell Rollins said that he would fuck Juanita, and but she sucks at comedy. I mean, she does so far. She's good. She's got great spirit. She's a delight to talk to. I'm sure they pick on her voice, going like she starts talking like this, and then she goes over talking like. But like the whole interview was them making fun of how she starts off talking very feminine, but immediately goes down to the voice being this deep here by the end of every sentence. And she literally did that. She every single time she'd be like, "Yeah, I guess I just go and find me a big black guy, and we'll go get some Burger King." I mean. That's how she does. And it's actually just like that. So that's what they did the whole time, was pretty much pick on that. I give her a 2 out of, and that's being generous. I do not see where she's coming at with these jokes she does. because I'm really critical on that 60 seconds. That's what I'm here for, is the 60 seconds of uninterrupted stand-up comedy. And she just did not. Maybe I'm not the target audience. You know, everybody gets. There's different people like different comedians. There's different target audiences. I'm obviously not her target audience, but she will always be the trans woman that Donnell said he'd fuck. Darnell or Donnell. Anyway, thus also at the beginning of this episode, Tony Hinchcliffe comes out fighting a fly, and in between this bucket pool and the next, they bring out the old electric tennis rackets. Y'all remember them? I remember when they came out, it was like the coolest thing ever. You hit a fly, you hear it zip, like it's pretty much just a bug zapper that don't just hang on your porch no more. It's in your hand in the form of a tennis racket. And first thing you did was hit your friend with it. But they bring that out. Heidi does, and then we have bucket pool number 2, which is Pat O'Neill. Pat O'Neill is the guy that came out with black hair, kind of quirky looking fella. He was on the Netflix episode, the first Netflix episode. This dude's funny as hell. I give him just a medium of the road 3 out of 5 golden mics. Because I don't know really why I only gave him a 3. I think at the time I always give him a score right as soon as the minute's over with, and I never go back and change it because that's how I was feeling at the moment. But I remember him being good. He had a decent interview too. He's just one of them cartoony looking people. He's got very expressive face, very cartoonish vibe, and then acts weird on top of it, so it just accents the way he looks. You don't act normal at all. So, but can't really remember one of his jokes. I was going to highlight one of his jokes, but ain't nothing really popping up to me right now. But it was funny, and he did great. So 3 out of 5 for him. But nope, can't remember nothing about it. Nothing about his set. Next came Olivia was the next bucket pool, and she came out talking about her cleaners. Now, where I'm from, around here, our cleaners is somebody you take, like the country club people around here, they'll take their clothes, like their nice clothes, and take it to the cleaners. Not the laundromat, where poor people go. To the cleaners, where rich people take their clothes, their nice clothes, in a plastic bag, specially made for their clothes, take it to these people and say, clean them. And they clean them, and then they come back and pick them up. That's the cleaners. She said the cleaners talking about a housekeeper or maid, and it rubbed off very negative. Nobody could relate to her. I mean, I'm a po' boy, so I just thought she was trying to act rich because I've worked in the country club and stuff, and I know these things. And she really confused the crowd and just sucked. Her minute sucked. I gave her a 1, and that's just being nice. I mean, legit just being nice. But just wanted to clear up what the cleaners are. So next time anybody, that's what the cleaners are. They're the ones that you clean your nice church clothes or your business outfit that you want steamed and pressed and starched and all that bullshit, and you come back and pick it up and it's all nice and clean, So if you got a little bit of money, some people choose to do that with it. Me is put it in the dryer for an hour. Not even an hour. What the fuck? Am I trying to start a house fire? Put it in the dryer for 5-10 minutes. Anyway, next comes Mario Z. Next bucket pool. Mario Z. I gave him a 2 out of 5 golden mics. And I believe this guy, there was something about him. I told him, I remember something specific I wanted to say about him, but I can't remember now. I got the face with him. I can't remember what exactly he talked about. We're going to take better notes next week. Like I said, I'd done this last night, and it didn't do well, or I didn't hit the right button or something, but it was like it didn't go public. But anyway, Mario Z, besides, I only gave him a 2, so there ain't no point in talking about him much. Do better next time, Mario. Next we got a regular spot, and see, Tony still, for the longest time, Tony had a schedule. It was usually Casey Rocket or Hans Kim opened. Then you had Cam, dude, was always the middle. If Cam couldn't do it, sometimes Ari. And then, usually every now and then David Lucas pop back up, and always Will Montgomery is the closer. Tony's been doing this little rotation thing where he's using his golden ticket winners a lot more, and even not golden ticket winners, just using people that's popped up on the show and did decent sets. So he's letting them come back. One famous person is my favorite, Christina Mariani, who should be just like Timmy No Breaks and have a People's Golden Ticket award. We gave Timmy a silver ticket along with the clown. God dang, I can't remember his name. Pickles. But Christina Mariani, she deserves one too. But she's like not a regular, not a golden ticket winner, but been on the show enough that she's just growed with it. Well, this guy, Hans Kins, was the regular. He was the original regular for the opening spot. And he's down doing the middle spot, and he come back, and I'm a Hans Kin hater for the most part. For some reason, Hans Kin's always rubbed off wrong with me. I never thought he was funny. He was funny tonight. He told good, solid jokes. I laughed. He's always topical. He's a topical comedian talking about things that's happening in the news and political and, stuff I don't really care to hear about. I hear about that shit enough from, living it. But he found the funny in it tonight. Give him a 3.5 out of 5 golden mics. So you might be turning me, Hans. You might be turning me. That was so racist. Anyway, Isaac Kane Brown. I think Kane Brown is like a country singer, but Isaac Kane Brown is this guy that came out there. He looked like a Jew, but he ain't a Jew. His whole not give a shit attitude, and just was like, yeah, I'm here, whatever. And he dropped like 3 or 4 solid, funny jokes, and they were great. And he was almost my favorite of the night. And in fact, he probably was like my personal favorite. But I give him 3.5, almost a 4 out of 5 golden mics. Man, he killed it. His interview was interesting too. He's like 28 years old. He's been on the show like 3 times, but he did great. And this is an episode so far where we have a lot more decent bucket pulls and good bucket pulls than normal. Like, this is definitely in the green area. Sometimes it's in the middle. A lot of times it's in the red, where we just see a shit show and a bunch of chaos. Not this episode. James McCann and Dave, up to this point, they're talking to the guests, they're being funny, and it's like a genuine, decent episode. It ain't all over the place and wild like the Donnell episode and Ron Schneider episode, but it's great. And why is it not?